All right, good morning, everybody. I'm going to call this Beeville County Commissioners Court special called meeting to order. The time is 9:02 a.m. It is Monday, February 27th, 2023. We're physically located at Beeville County Courthouse, Commissioners Courtroom, number 110, 105 West Corpus Christi St, Beeville, Texas, 78102. That was the call to order. If everybody would please rise and join Commissioner Padilla in a brief prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for all your blessings, the ones we recognize and the ones that we don't. We ask a special blessing over this court and all of its employees to make the best decisions possible for all of our constituents. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
That was pretty good, but Commissioner Farias' voice dropped off at the end of the pledge, and I was getting into my head, and I lost my track. So, Commissioner Farias, if you keep your voice up, I'd really appreciate it in the future. Moving on to agenda item number 4, this is a recognition of visitors. This is not public comment, but if you are here and you're a member of the public, which is every single one of us, and you'd like to identify yourself for our record, you may do so at this time. If there's nobody that wishes to do that, and there's no pressure or requirement that you do so, thank you all for being here, guests and employees and elected officials alike, and please keep coming back. Would anybody like to be recognized? Yes, sir.
Robert Doherty.
Hey, Mr. Doherty, thank you for being here this morning, sir.
How are y'all doing?
We're doing great, thank you. Oh, no, this isn't public comment. This is not public comment. This is agenda item number 4, recognition of visitors. If you'd like to speak at public comment, I'll call public comment in 2 agenda items. But thanks for being here, sir. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
It's Richard Garcia with Care Document Solutions.
Hi, I'm Mr. Garcia. We look forward to speaking with you a little bit later on in the agenda. Is there anybody else who'd like to be recognized? Okay. Thank you again for being here. Moving on to agenda item number 5, Commissioner's Court opening remarks. I forgot. Is it you?
It is.
Okay, Commissioner Lenny,
It is.
you have the floor, sir, and you have 10 minutes of time.
There you go. It won't take that long. Not a whole lot's going on the last couple of weeks. I got with Ray on some issues out in the county, road issues. I had a constituent call me wanting to know if we could get some neighborhood watch signs up in English and in Spanish out on Kingler Lane around the San Pedro Cemetery area, and then if you go further down, there's a pretty hard S-curve coming from 1349. And so we put those signs up. Robbie and I and his son yesterday went out and did that, along with some Crime Stopper signs that went up and some illegal dumping signs. So got all that done. Went and picked up. As funny as we were out there putting these signs up, we heard a call over the radio, and there was a big illegal dump that was on Beeville Road there by the old fire training area. So we went and picked all that up. But I also attended the prayer commissioning of the hospital administrator this past week. That was good, a good turnout. So other than that, that was really about all. Pretty quiet.
Thank you, Commissioner Lenny. You have 8 more minutes.
Stand-up comment?
Is that all you got?
That's it. We're good. We're good.
Commissioner Farias, you have the floor.
All right. We'll start off with, right after last court meeting, Judge and I had a meeting with the generator for the courthouse, and they updated us on that, and that's still moving forward with quite a bit of adjustment from 2018. It's a huge adjustment, so we'll bring numbers later on. I'm not going to give that right now. Had several calls from the county, one on 407 sign live down, but Mr. Ray took care of those. Thank you very much, Ray, for that. And then this past week, we had the School for Commissioners Court in Bryan, Texas, and that was real good. Got hours there, and was also a speaker for the unit road system. And that was pretty there. We have a lot of people who are totally against that unit road system in the commissioners, so they don't want to even consider it. But thank God Ray gave me a good backup, and I had all the details and data that I needed, and I got to give it to him, so very good. Now, on a good note here, got some good news from BDA. The HDPE equipment is already arrived in the Port of Houston. So it is there, it's waiting to be transported down here to B County, and that's going to be coming very soon. So because of supply issues and what have you, it took a long time, a couple of years to get it here, but it has arrived in Texas. It's in the Port of Houston. And also the other equipment that Target has out there, the ambulance mounting equipment, or they begin to build ambulances this Thursday. And their hiring process to equip that area is soon to follow. So two good pieces of news for that. The GLO update for the 4.7 that B County received, and the committee members are Commissioner Olivares, our auditor, April, and then we got Jennifer, we have Chief Jones, and then Ray Gonzalez is our advisor, and we selected 4. So one is the Pettis Mud Water and Wastewater System Improvements, Tyne Water Supply Corporation and their water and wastewater systems, Silver Creek Drainage, and 631. And I'm sure Commissioner Olivares might want to chime in on some of that.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner, we're making good progress on that. It's still not 100%. We still have a little bit of due diligence to work through, but things are moving forward.
Thanks, sir. The other update on the jail fix, Texas Air is 90% complete as of this morning, what I hear, or that's my phone call this morning. And I think they were waiting to schedule with Brian Mader. He's one of our consultants, and they're waiting on the electrical hookup because they wanted to turn off the jail for an hour and 40 minutes, and that can't be done. So they were trying to wait for an electrician to get power from the other side, from the sheriff's office side. So whenever they get that fixed, I think that's coming tomorrow. So that's the update there. Tax office, we had another break in our sewer lines, and they finally came to the conclusion they fixed it. They had a broken line, they couldn't identify it, and finally our maintenance and the city got together and they got it fixed. So hopefully no more problems there.
Not a problem anybody wants to have.
No, no. But that's my report. I'll pass it to Commissioner Olivares.
Commissioner Farias. Please proceed, Commissioner.
I was going to comment on that, but I choose not to. Good morning, everyone.
Leave it alone.
Thank you, Judge. First of all, I'd like to start out with a little recognition. I'd like to recognize our Madam Auditor, who gave me a little support this weekend on a Sunday of all times. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was trying to get some information. She was available for me, so thank you.
I didn't tell him to call. I think I did.
Thank you.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you called Saturday afternoon.
I'm available.
He didn't do a response on my email. Text message.
I did on Saturday, Judge.
So, a couple of things, I just want to remind everyone, still moving forward, planning on having a town hall meeting on March the 15th. Location is still yet to be determined. I've identified 3 sites, waiting to hear back, whether we can get it done or not. But basically, I'm going to have the tax appraisal district come down and do a one-on-one class here with Precinct 4 to understand how the tax system works, how properties get appraised, and also how to protest taxes. So we're going to do that on this first session. Next one, Michelle, I'm going to be leaning to you because people want to understand about the tax side. So we'll do that in a separate section. Trying to combine these two would be a little bit overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me, so I can imagine for everyone else it would be tough. So I feel it's good. Also, I attended this Commissioners and Judges Work Conference here with Commissioner Faitas. Great session, learned a lot to be able to bring back to the community and leverage those learnings back to the people. Met a lot of great commissioners, a lot of county judges, shared a lot of information, so it's good to have someone that you can leverage and bounce different ideas off of. Next week, I'm going to be having a transition workshop with Commissioner Faitas. And Judge, if there's a different protocol, please let me know. But it's understood from Commissioner Faitas that I'll be picking up the jail and also the hospital precinct. So please, please advise if we need to do anything different. So-
No, that's fine, Commissioner Farias. Wow, really, you're already just.
It's in four, you know?
I got big
Are you
shoulders.
sure? I think we had to read
I
this.
know.
No.
That was a quiz. Is this March? March? No, 60 days in.
Hey.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
So great, okay. So nothing there, so I'm gonna ask if you have any questions, start throwing them my way, and, I'll take the calls. So,
Careful what you wish
Chief?
Did everybody hear that? Can we read that back?
He's already messaging you now.
I see that. He's got me on speed dial. That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Absolutely.
In Tynan, conducted some site visits with AEP, had a lot of learnings around lighting, and I'm learning something new every day. Basically, there are no lights that are available that we can utilize that are existing on the main highway. I did learn one thing that, since it's a TxDOT road, I'm now working with, Mr. Vicente with TxDOT. We're working with his supervision up the line to try and get some lights on that road. I'll take one. I'll take anything we can get. It is a safety issue. They recognize that, so hopefully we can get something in place. Kind of a note of interest. You used to be able to put a security light on a utility pole. They no longer allow that to happen, because I tried to get one for a couple of different sites, and I thought you could do that, but you cannot do that anymore. So, I thought you could, but you can't do it. That's one of my learnings, so, for the last week. So in Skidmore, thanks to, our Roads and Bridge Administrator, Mr. Ray Gonzalez, we were able to take care of a pothole, on Lonesome, I keep wanting to say Lonesome Dove, but it's Lonesome Oak. So, we got that taken care of. And then we also, installed, Ray, thanks again, a sign for do not enter, right? Is that the right term? Do not enter, do not come in, do not trespass, do not enter. County road. So we got that done. Next, the balance of this week here, I'll be attending a county investment course, which will sharpen up my skills on finance. So, I'm looking forward to taking that class so it can better assist me when it comes budget time to make sure we're doing all the right things. So, that's what all I have, Rich.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you to the other commissioners as well for your reports. I'll keep my opening remarks brief. You're welcome. I attended a couple of board meetings last week, and I'll just highlight those. First is Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend. The Texas Workforce Commission has 28 entities set up throughout the state that cover all 254 counties. Our entity is called Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend. Our budget this year is about $46 million. There's a board of directors of the Workforce Solutions of Coastal Bend, and B County has a couple board members on that. And then the board of directors reports to and provides insight to something called the CEO Council. The CEO Council is made up of the county judges of each of the 11 counties that is part of the Texas Workforce, the Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend, and the mayor of Corpus Christi. So it's made up of 12 people. We were led by Judge Huff out of Live Oak County for quite some time, and he resigned, and I was appointed as CEO lead. I'm really looking forward to serving in that role. It was very flattering that the other judges thought fit to nominate me, and I look forward to working with Mr. Ken Trevino and the rest of his dedicated team with Workforce Solutions. It's an entity of about 150 employees. We have a local office at Coastal Bend College, our local Workforce Solutions office. They provide meaningful input and cash support to individuals looking to redeploy into a different employment job description. Basically get a different job, training for new jobs and new opportunities. And the vast, probably 50% or more of the $46 million budget is dedicated to providing childcare for individuals looking to reenter the workplace. Childcare can go almost up to 6 months, I think. It's pretty impressive what the state of Texas is doing to provide solutions for all of our citizens that want to get back into the workplace. I also attended the monthly meeting of the Coastal Bend Council of Governments. It's a multi-county regional organization. The GLO money is coming through Coastal Bend Council of Governments, and it was another interesting meeting. That's made up of, it's a huge board. There's like 50 board members. Calling the roll takes probably half the meeting. But anyway, another very valuable entity that provides meaningful support. There are, and Mr. Willow, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe CBCOG is the sort of the handler of the financial component of 911 for the regional, for the entire region. And so again, it's one of these multi-county regional organizations that does a lot for us that we may not see every day just because they kind of do it in the background. So 2 good board meetings, 2 good organizations that benefit all of the citizens of Beeville County. That concludes my opening remarks. Move on to agenda. Was that good? I have 4 minutes left. I also went surfing yesterday. Water temperature's up to about 64 degrees. It was sunny outside yesterday. Just really a wonderful, wonderful day to float on the water. No shark bites. Agenda item number 6, public comment. Are there any members of the public who'd like to address? Hold on, Mr. Doherty, did you want to speak? That's fine, yeah, this is public comment. I'm going to let you go first, sir. And please, for everybody that speaks, remember, identify who you are, and then speak, and let's keep it to 3 or 4 minutes.
Hello, my name is Robert Doherty. I'm a resident of the county. I want to thank y'all for all the work that you've done with service providers. Thank you, guys. What I'm here to talk about briefly is about the way that tax values are being set here in the county. The method they're using is they've hired, well, it's been a history of Richard Abbott is been hired by the county to advise the county on these values. This last round, commercial properties have been valued, their value has gone up 300%. And people say, well, you can go and fight it. Well, there were 1,700 people, I think, that had to protest. Now, what happens is, what are the consequences of this? We are trying to get people in this to invest money into our county, to build multifamily, to build residential homes. People tell me, Robert, look, problem is, I go and build a $4 million multifamily down there, and then next year I get assessed to $12 million. It's like, we can't do it, and that's one reason that we're pulling away from Beeville County. Now, I hate for somebody to throw a problem in my lap without some solution. The solution is we need to take hold of the reins of Pritchard Abbott. Mr. Carter has put a lot of research into this, and his research, with the research he's done, he has a solution to start working toward it. And what we need is, after the court reviews this information, that consider what Mr. Carter is saying, what a number of tax payers support this county, that y'all would consider and help us take action to try to resolve it. Thank all of y'all for your time, and thank you for this.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. I know you want to speak, Mr. Willow, but I think Mr. Carter should go next, so we'll have some continuity. Thank you. You're the only one.
Sure, there
Would you read it aloud?
My name is Joe Carter. I'm a concerned citizen and trying to look for solutions. I don't have to look for problems, they find me. What Mr. Doherty was talking about, I've done a lot of work on that. That really wasn't the subject of this letter today, but, Mr. Seitz and Randy Seitz of the area partnership and myself have had meetings with, we've been to I've been to 6 out of the last 7 board of directors meetings for the appraisal district. And we've asked a lot of questions about how does the comptroller affect what's going on in B County appraisals and so on. And there is some problems that get handed, that the comptroller imposes some solutions that really shouldn't apply in B County, Texas, because they don't know their statistics. And so that's a problem separately that I'm not really here to talk about today. But we also have met with the managing director of Pritchard & Abbott privately. I had 3 hours with him. And one of the conclusions was that he told Mr. Seitz, if somebody has commercial property that is overappraised, it's their fault because they didn't come in protest. That doesn't wash very well. The other thing that I'm finding out on a more global instance, we had him explain the whatever it is that the comptroller does to appraise value study or something on a school district by school district level, and we understood some of the misunderstandings in our commercial property and that kind of stuff. And I said, would you go down to Skidmore Town District and show us how they rate your appraisal of the wind turbines? And we found out, and I won't go into it, but we found out that the comptroller doesn't have any expertise, they claim, to review the appraisal of wind turbines. And one company, Pritchard & Abbott, appraises all the wind turbines all the way across the state. And what happens is when they make an application for tax abatement, they project in their applications through the school districts to have a very high residual value so that we be getting taxed or paying taxes in the 11th year. And the fact is that the average of 42 projects that have been in existence for 11 years is 17%, not 60%, but 17% in those distant years. So, closing on that subject, we are going to have some wind turbines on the tax roll here, and we have to be wary of the fact that they depreciate about as fast as a snowman melts. And so those, I'll talk about that another day. This is a little letter of an update kind of on the ongoing concern we started a couple of weeks ago about inquiring about what is the cause of complaints that come out of the tax assessor collector's office. And so I asked for made a records request for the policy and procedure manual, how it governed cash management and banking, and anything that said internal control, and whether there was a flow chart that had segregation of duties between the left and the right, or between the people who receive the mail, tally the mail, make the deposits, and so on, and bank the mail. Let me just read this. Gentlemen, February 13th, I delivered information request asking for daily cash management, internal control operation tax office. There has been some communication there had been or has been some communication and 2 very forthright and timely responses. I've reviewed the short list of documents. Most of them were single pages that, policy subject by subject, and numbered the files to sort the directory for some indication of a brief table of contents, which is on the next page. I've numbered some of the miscellaneous general policy or onboarding documents in the series starting at 00.00, and below that are some of the broad topics under 01.0002 and 05. See the photo of the directory below. You'll notice the numbers are discontinuous. The documents are copied showing a top left staple but no left punch or filing in a ring binder. It's presently unclear whether these are part of a larger trove of policies or whether all that's available. I don't know. It's unclear whether these are part of a complete set. Even though in a follow-up response I requested a copy of the policy manual title page in the table of contents so I could kind of see what the scope of may be there without being burdensome. I have not received such. There's no response or request to any document containing the words in quote internal control, and no map or flow chart illustrating the division of duties in handling the daily receipts relative to the person assigned for making the bank deposits. At this time, the hunt for department policies and procedures manual gives rise to concern for its existence, its adequacy, whether the department personnel respect and adhere to it, or any appropriate promulgated protocol sufficient to safely govern the tax office operations. The tax office is presently examined and routinely and on surprise audits and so on as a financial audit, but not any compliance audit. Is that right, Mrs. Cantor?
There has not been a compliance audit, no, sir.
Okay. So I just want to be correct in what I'm writing here. The complaints and results reported by these or those who rely on the services and duties of the tax office are a symptom rather than a cause, and I'm not litigating those issues. I'm looking, where is the cause, where can we start for helping everyone help each other in Bee County here. And such a thing, really what they are is just what we hear about is a symptom of maybe we don't have a policy and procedure manual. That's maybe what it is. It's essential the tax office management make the establishment and compliance with appropriate and reviewed policies the highest priority. And what I mean is there shouldn't be an extra policy in the policy manual that doesn't apply. There shouldn't be a number with a gap, chapter should be customized. Everything that we need should be in the policy manual, and everything that's in the policy manual should be acknowledged by everyone and their reference point and should be subject to compliance review. The auditor's office must include regular compliance audits to remove risk from the current tax office procedures. One of the things that most people are unaware of is that Bee County collects through this tax office $2 or $3 for non-county taxing entities for each dollar collected by the county. Our budget levy is about $12 million, so if you interpolate a little bit, it may be something like $40 million comes through there. So what you're actually running there is a collection agency and a distribution agency to these other folks. Not so much different than the trust department, okay? And for the ad valorem in Bee County, and thereby you're actually a trustee and a fiduciary for the operation of getting this money collected timely, reported timely, distributed timely, and so on. And that's under this court's responsibility. So it would be or it is an irresponsible breach of the public trust to be indifferent to the problems reported by Bee County taxpayers. Further, Bee County commissioners have full charge of the tax office budget, responsibility for causing problems and deficiencies to be corrected. Clearly, rest of the commissioners for respectfully submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Carter.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Mr. Willow? Well, you're welcome to if you'd like to.
We can all help. We got to work together.
Good
Please
morning.
proceed.
My name is Mike Willow with the Texas Division of Emergency Management, formerly of the county, formerly of the federal. In April of 2022, the Texas Division of Emergency Management, TDEM, started the expansion of its field representatives, creating 100 new positions as county liaisons for the state of Texas. The CLOs are part of the TDEM program aimed at providing more comprehensive state and support for Texas communities across the state, particularly those in remote areas.
TDM's goal is to place state emergency management personnel, 137 of them, in 254 counties. That increases the coverage from 12% to 53% today. TDM is well on its way of accomplishing its goals, hiring 100 CLOs, which is over 50% of that number are already working across Texas counties. The new emergency management personnel are being trained and equipped to work as part of an incident management team to support local, regional, and statewide efforts. The funding, we all know where that came from, was from the TDM grants that we were getting. They are now part of the funding for the FEMA's Emergency Management Performance Grant. The funding is distributed to the states to provide necessary resources for the emergency management. Thanks to the staff expansion, TDM is on track to triple the size of field support network to more effectively help local emergency management efforts before, during, and after a disaster. My office is in the same office. My desk is the same desk. I still serve the worst coffee in B County. You're all welcome to come up and say hi, and if you have any issues, come on by. I'm there for you.
Thank you, Mr. Willow.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who'd like to make a public comment? Yes, ma'am. Hey, come on down.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, don't worry about it at all. Just please identify who you are and then go to chat.
Hi, I'm Christina Cavazos, and I work at Serenity Counseling Services. I am one of the founders from Talking for Mental Health. Not sure if y'all know about the Talking for Mental Health. Last year, we had a huge waiting list at Serenity. We had a waiting list over 168 people. These are from children from the ages from 3 years old all the way up to 100, I would say. Our community is in need of counseling services. So what we did last year is we were able to raise over $12,000 to help our community with counseling services. At Serenity Counseling, we've been able to help over 240 clients with counseling services. That is roughly around 2,400 counseling sessions, and it's continuing to grow. We still have a little bit of funds, but we're wanting to do another Talking for Mental Health. Our waiting list right now to today is 137 people, and it continues to grow every single day. These are our children, these are our grandchildren, these are our parents. We're wanting to help as many people as we possibly can to make this wait list to go down. I'm asking for y'all's help again as far as using the grounds here at the courthouse. Whenever we had it here last year, it was beautiful. We were able to bring resources. We had the help of y'all, of course, as well, from our community. And we're wanting to bring this wait list down to zero, to be honest with you. Our community is in really, really desperate need of counseling services. And if one person can help 137 people, why can't we do that today? So I'm asking for permission for May 6th to use the grounds here, if possible.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Ms. Cavazos, thank you so much. Is that, I don't want to cut you off. Is that everything? Thank you.
Yes, that is everything. Also, I did bring some flyers as well.
Oh, yeah, if we could please have that, that'd be great. Thank you for all that you do for the community.
Oh, of
The
course.
chalking event was great last year.
It was.
And if I could have you, I know Candy's out today, while the stores upstairs.
Yes, sir, and I have, Ms. Cavazos' contact information, I can set up, the proper arrangement.
Why don't we talk, call later today?
I'll get you set up.
Molly will give you a shout later today. We'll take care of you, okay?
Okay, that
Thank you
sounds
so
great.
much.
Yes, thank you.
anybody else who'd like to make a public comment this morning? Chief? No? I don't want to rush everybody. All right. Okay, if that's it, then we'll move on to agenda item number 7. The following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioner's Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? I'll just say, this was a big one. The majority of our docket was, the consent agenda. But the departmental reports, thank you, to all of our departmental heads, all of our elected officials. Your reports were, incredibly thorough. Special recognition would go to Road and Bridge. You had the most, substantial report. Thank you for that. But it's really great in all seriousness, with the Road and Bridge report. It's easy. We hear a lot of positive things about everything that your department does, Ray, and we know that you guys stay busy, but when it's all lined out, kind of in a line item, this is what happened today, and we go through an entire year, it really becomes substantial. And so it's a really good reminder to all of us of just how much y'all do to keep the roads safe and in good shape and clean, free of debris and whatnot. So thank you for all that. But seriously, thank you to everybody else for your recapitulations, is that the right word, and other summaries of revenue. I saw that with respect to reports, I'm sorry, I don't say that, but I saw that sales tax seems to be way up from last year. But, you know, receipts, I guess maybe it was because the report was prior to January 34th. But hopefully, you know, next report will show a big catch up that everybody's been paying their taxes. So thank you for that. I know that there's a lot of work that goes into putting those summaries together. But our JCs had good income, a good revenue. Sheriff's office, really good revenue with those. Are those federal inmates? Yeah, that was a good addition. So thank you all. Is there anything further that needs, any other discussion? I was about to terminate this meeting.
So just one comment, I've been asking a lot of these questions to Ray as we're driving around the community, and Ray, that report cleared up a lot of questions that I had as far as the tracking, how things are getting done, and also staffing. That was equipment, all those things were in there, so answered a lot of my questions. Thank you.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on, discuss and consider action on the following items. Agenda item number 8, approve offer to purchase tax sale property suit number B-21-3095-0-TX-B. I'll give you the floor, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Judge. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners. Stephen Salcedo on behalf of Line Barber Attorneys at Law. What you have before the court today is an offer to purchase tax resale property. Just as a reminder to the court, when we have a tax foreclosure, it goes to the courthouse steps initially. If nobody buys it at the courthouse steps, then it's what's called struck off. The county takes ownership as trustee for every taxing unit in the lawsuit. At that time, people come in and submit bids, which they do, and that's what you have before you is one of those bids. For your information, if that bid would be less than you would have received at the initial tax sale, then that would require the authorization of every taxing unit in the lawsuit. But if the bid is what you would have gotten at the initial tax sale, and that's what you have before you, you're the only body that needs to approve it. So what you have here is a bid for what it was going for on the courthouse steps. You may notice there's a bid breakdown, a bid analysis that we provided to you, how much money the county will receive. Just for, this was a sale for value. It wasn't a sale for taxes. Just for your information, I think the CAD reduced the value on this property. That's why the taxes exceeded the value.
Make a motion to approve.
I I have a motion, and is there any particular language that's required, or can we just approve as presented?
Just approve as presented would be fine.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second, further discussion? Thank you, sir, for the concise, description. And it'd be good to get this back on the tax roll.
Get it back on the tax roll. Thank you, sir, for your information. Thank you, Judge.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 9, approved Kyocera copier lease renewals for B County offices. Yeah, and please come forward, sir. Sorry, I didn't write your name.
It's okay. It's Richard Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Commissioners, thank you for having me. So we've been doing business, for the past almost now 5 years, and over the years, we kind of see the trends that the county's doing. And so we offered a renewal with, of course, savings. One of the biggest issues we saw over the years was the toner issue, being in short demand in some cases. What we came up with is now that with renewal and the new technology, we're able to have just one toner for all the black and white machines, and one set of toner for all the color machines. Previously, we had about 7 or 8 different models, several different types of changes, different product numbers and so forth, so it's kind of hard to keep up with all the different departments. So we're able to make those changes, and it's definitely going to suit the county a lot better with that. Also, one of the next biggest things is the new color tier program. So the county's, you get charged at 0.066 cents per copy, regardless if there's a small, like, hyperlink or a small logo. So now with our new color tier program, you're able to go down to, it actually would recognize the coverage on it. So you'd be charged at different levels at 0.029 cents, 0.039, 0.049. It's going to be huge savings because a lot of what we see is very, very small Beeville County logos. And instead of being the full charge, it would be now at 0.029 cents. It would be a significant cost savings across the board for us. So we look forward to getting that with you guys.
You said 0.2029, because I have.
So I did an average over there, color tier 1 and color tier 2.
Okay.
So the average of those two programs right there at 0.034 cents. So that is the average of it.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So we think you guys will fall in between tier 1 and tier 2 based on what we've seen with the coverage. Okay. And of course, one of the last things that all comes in, despite all the rising costs, we're able to come in at cost savings as well. So, open board the questions if you guys need.
I just wanted to, I'll start by sort of building off of what you just said and remind all of our department heads and elected officials. I think a couple years ago, we went through and we defaulted everybody's printer to black and white. If we haven't, please let us know so that we can, because 90% of our color copies are inadvertent. Just like Mr. Garcia said, you send an email and you print out an email and it has an embedded link. And those color copies can really add up. So if everybody would take a look at their setup, make sure that it's correct. When you need color, that's fine, but if we can avoid changing it
We'll work with the IT team as well on that, make sure we default across the board for that.
The other question I have, and I don't know if it's more for Mrs. Cantu or for you, Mr. Garcia, but we have added 2 or 3 printers since I came on board. Are those included in this new, have we unified everything, or we still have multiple?
So there's going to be a total, so there is a lease that we just recently did for the elections. So that is separate from this because of the time we signed it and the time we signed this one, it is different.
Okay.
And EOC?
Yes, the EOC as well.
As well, okay, so those were the 2 that were added. Tax office was not put on here because of the extent of the contract at the time of consolidation. How, can you explain where we're at now with the tax office?
Yes, so the tax office is more than 90 days out, which the Texas DR would not allow us to bring equipment that is not 90 days out because of the buyout, and we can't be upside down to charge the county those additional funds since you guys already budgeted for that fiscal year for the RICO. So within, I spoke with her, and I think when we're close to 60, 90 days out, we can submit the quote for that. and then we can take care of that one once we're closer to the end of terms.
How much difference from last lease to this lease? Dollar.
So I was very, very conservative, so we're approximately about $100 cost savings.
Okay.
But I think with the color tier, program, we're gonna see dramatic savings because some of the months you guys do are like 14, 15,000 color prints per month, so at 4 cents, it's gonna be huge, so.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. So black and white?
Thank
everything black and white,
thank
so,
you,
all
Judge.
right.
Yes, black
You
and
go
white.
I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 10, approve Beeville Independent School District resolution requesting distribution of funds from the permanent school fund. I'd entertain a motion to approve this so largely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, any further discussion?
The amount for, BISD is $43,750.68.
Thank you. I noticed that they had omitted that. I noticed that only one of the three that we've received contained the amount.
That is
And I have the amounts of all of them, so we can, put that into the record.
in the record.
Thank you, ma'am. The resolution doesn't require that, does it?
No, right, it sometimes doesn't have them, but I have the numbers.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 11, approve Pettus ISD resolution requesting distribution of funds from the permanent school fund. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I just want to make sure everybody knows, some of y'all may be hearing a high frequency ringing noise in your ears. It's external, it's not you. We have some testing going on this morning. I assure you everything's fine until it's not, so don't freak out. Nobody run to the exit. Everybody's safe. It's just testing. So that's not part of agenda item number 11, but I'd entertain a motion to approve agenda item number 11. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
And that's, it's the distribution for Pettus is, $5,521.68.
Yeah, that one's in their letter.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 12, approve Skidmore Tynan ISD resolution requesting distribution of funds from the permanent school fund.
So moved.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second.
And that's for $11,850.09.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 13, approve information sharing access agreement between the Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and V County. I'm not sure whose agenda item this is.
That was mine, Judge.
Oh, thank you.
It was, just for your approval for your signature to be on the, floodplain information that we requested, part of the Homeland, hazard. We just basically needed the court's approval for you to sign.
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Garza. This deals with, supplemented funds, right? Free money?
Yes.
I'd entertain a motion
So
to approve.
moved.
I got a motion. Do I have a second? Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 14, approve Constable Precinct 4 2022 racial profiling report. These are the reports contained in the agenda packet. Did I hear a motion?
In the backup.
Yes, so moved, yeah.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 15, approve request to utilize Commissioner DeWitt's front office space to temporarily place IT technician until the tax office expansion is complete. We all can see that Commissioner DeWitt is not present this morning, and I'm not saying that's why we're moving forward on this right now. It happens sometimes.
Sense of urgency to do it.
No, I assure the community. We got a motion. Commissioner Lenny, do I have a second?
I'll even second it.
It's a joint second. Offer that he had initially made, and we talked on Friday, he's more than happy to make the accommodation. So, we've got a motion and a second, any further discussion?
Possible, right? Before?
Yes. Anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. I'm not trying to rush y'all through this, folks. If you want to talk, let's get it all out. Agenda item number 16, approved District Attorney 2023 racial profiling report. Yes, sir.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's our year to submit to you our racial profiling. We're fully exempt again. And I believe we emailed the county.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's in
We have the backup.
the report's in the packet.
That's what I just wanted to present, to make sure that we're on compliance with CEQA. Give you all a good thanks.
Yeah. Well, thank you for everything that you do. Do I have a motion?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
You get to pick the motion, and Commissioner Olivetta says the second. Any further discussion? Thank you for your presence here this morning and your efforts on our behalf. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number on the report. Yeah, Enrique, how about it?
Oh, thank you.
Agenda item number 17, approved tax assessor collector's request to use county credit card to pay for conference registration, hotel accommodations on March 26th to the 29th, 2023, tabled during the February 13th, 2023 regular term meeting. Additional backup documentation as requested has been provided. I'd entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a
Also,
motion
just
and a second.
a comment, please, I did have a conversation, now that I have clarity as far as what the conference is for, and I think there's also an understanding while she's away, that there's gonna be some additional backup, she's gonna be available at the conference, should she be needed. So, we have some agreement. So,
Thank you, Commissioner Olivetta. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 18. Excuse me. Approved Office of the Governor Public Safety Office CEO Law Enforcement certification and assurances form. Wow, this is difficult. I'm going to start over. Agenda item number 18, approve Office of the Governor Public Safety Office CEO / Law Enforcement certifications and assurances form for the Sheriff's Office. 3 months?
So moved.
Got a motion, do I have a second? Got a motion and a second. That is not just a key word, we're not going to consider things for everybody in the office.
Because it's not for everybody. It doesn't apply.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 19, approve reliable tire disposal account for Road and Bridge. Mr. Garcia found a cost savings opportunity for tire disposal, is that correct?
Gonzalez.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Gonzalez, what did I say?
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies, right?
What it is just a credit application for a different vendor.
Okay.
Yes.
It is cost savings too, though, or just different?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Entertain a motion?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 20, American Rescue Plan ARP status and projects. Commissioner Lynch.
All right.
You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I reached out to Mr. Mercer, trying to get an update on the EOC, the generator, and the air conditioning system. And thanks to Mrs. Kim too, he had sent an email. He had replied back to Jennifer, right? Basically what I got is Mr. Mercer stated that he has been trying to reschedule and coordinate a meeting with the mechanical and electrical engineer to incorporate the plans with the AC unit. But at this moment, he has no date for the rescheduled meeting. He said he's about 95% finished with the plan. I know that we had a meeting, well, we were supposed to have a meeting last Friday, I believe, at the expo, meeting with the engineer, with Wayland, and we were all up there except for the engineer. So, I think he had emailed Mr. Garza at like 8 o'clock that night previously saying he wasn't going to make it, and I'll stand around waiting and no show. But regardless, that's the report I got from Jennifer on what Mr. Mercer said about the EOC building.
Is that for the air conditioning in Expo, or is it the EOC?
No, it's for the expo.
The expo.
The emergency.
Yeah.
It's the emergency, purchase that we had, that y'all had approved, last year, that we're still working on.
Right.
Because the
Wayland's
generator.
supposed to be still on that too, that's why we're waiting for that man out there Friday to come and explain everything, and of course, he was looking for show.
Do we have any idea when those units are gonna
No,
come in?
no.
Wayland did
There's been-
order them.
I don't think we've had any,
We're waiting on Smith's, authorization to even order. So
They-
that's kind of where it's, ARP is trying to reach out to them and coordinate that, but we're still kind of pending that.
That was like 2 years out.
Yeah.
yes, not
Yeah,
two,
that
but
was
a
2
year.
years. Wait.
No,
Not quite two, it was about a year,
300.
like 50.
Yeah,
50
about a year.
weeks.
That's when.
Oh, that's the generator.
That's
But
the
the generator, that was
744
the
days.
courthouse
Yeah, that's
generator.
And another AC set was about a year out.
Okay, well, let's, if there's anything that my office can do to impress upon, the individuals that we're paying a substantial amount of money to speed up this process, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you for your continued efforts, on your behalf, or on our behalf. Anything further?
No, that's all I got for that.
Okay, is there any other questions, discussion?
We do have, there is the updated, list that you were
There, I saw
provided,
that.
so please take a look at that, and if there's any questions, please call my office.
And thank you for continuing to update that and providing it to the commissioners. It's a good way for us to kind of get a better snapshot.
For sure, yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything further? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, I said that right this time.
Yes. The county has a, upcoming payment that's actually due today or tomorrow, I believe. And with signatures today, we can terminate that. It's only $4,000 for the state of the county, just so we can make that bill go away, if you're available this afternoon.
I absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Mr.
Have a good day.
Garcia.
You'll be there.
Yeah, you just tell me where to show up and which pen to use. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. If there's nothing further, there are no executive session items, on our agenda today, so we'll move forward with agenda item number 21, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Commissioner Olivares with the motion. Do I have a second? He doesn't want to leave. I tell you what, this is a good meeting.
Yeah, I'll second that.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all very much for your time, your patience, and your insight this morning.
Oh, which one are you on? I didn't make it 21.
Oh,
it's okay, you can go back and look.
Was that quick?
Oh, wait,